Test Your Metal event is starting around the world. Today we're talking about some tips and tricks on how to help you guys take full advantage of this event. Let's get into it. So this event is September 16th, 10 a.m. to September 21st, 8 p.m. all local time. Wild spawns during this event will be Magnemite, Pinecone, Nosepass, Aeron, Beldum, Bronzor, Drillbur, Ferroseed, Togedemaru, and rare spawns for Prinplup and Galarian Stunfisk. 3 of those wild spawns are perma-boosted shinies, which is great to see. We'll have exclusive 7-kilometer eggs during the event, hatching Alolan Sandshrew, Alolan Diglett, Galarian Meowth, Riolu, and Galarian Stunfisk, all in the same rarity tier. 1-star raids will be Scyther, Beldum, Shieldon, Klink, Togedemaru. 3 stars will be Magneton, Skarmory, Mawile, and Larion. 5 stars will be Celesteela in the southern hemisphere and Kartana in the northern hemisphere, and mega raids globally will be Mega Aggro. Bonuses during the event will be increased candy and XL candy for catching Pokemon on nice, great, or excellent throws. We also have some exclusive field research during the event. Yes, my hair and shirt is different. This is Dax from the future. Tasks are as follows. Catch 5 Pokemon, get you a Magnemite, Nosepass, or Ferroseed encounter. Catch 10 Pokemon, get you a Pineco or Drillbur encounter, and catch 15 Pokemon will get you the Beldum encounter. Power up with Steel-type Pokemon 5 times will get you a Togedemaru encounter, and finally, evolve 2 Steel-type Pokemon will get you 50 Mega Caesar energy or 50 Mega Steelix energy. Also, there's a timed research story during the event that you can complete. I will throw it on screen right now. Looked pretty simple. Page 1, you do have to walk 2 kilometers, catch a couple Steel-type Pokemon, but you do get some nice little encounters in there. And then page 2, you have to catch up to 25 Steel-type Pokemon and also make 5 excellent throws. So that might be the hardest task there, but you get some great encounters ending with some Aeron and Mega Aggron energy. With the event details out of the way, let's get right into the tips, starting with the wild spawns, which ones are the best to go after, and there's a lot of good ones this event. Starting with Magnemite, which evolves into Magnezone. Magnezone is a great Ultra League and Master League Pokemon, and also a good electric type raid attacker, especially in the shadow form. Magneton, the middle form, can also be seen in some limited Great League Cups as a pretty decent pick. We have Nosepass, which evolves into Probopass, not bad for some limited cup metas. I believe it did pretty well in the Sinnoh Cup. With Aeron, of course, evolving all the way into Aggron, which does have the Mega, so there's a great chance in the wild to get the candies for this new Mega dropping. We have Beldum, probably the best spawn of this event, evolving all the way up into Metagross, which is a great Master League Pokemon, a good Steel type raid attacker, especially in its shadow form. It's like #1 overall forever, and does have a Mega in the future. This is the one Pokemon you should be pineapping every time you find it. Catch it as much as you see them in the wild. We have Drillbur evolving into Excadrill, not a bad Master League Pokemon and ground type raid attacker. Ferroseed evolving into Ferrothorn, which is not bad for the Ultra League and the Great League. Prinplup, which evolving into Empoleon, is not a bad Ultra League Pokemon. Also, it gets you 300 Stardust per catch. And finally, Galarian Stunfisk, a very good Great League and Ultra League Pokemon. Now, the one Pokemon we didn't mention was Togedemaru, the new Pokemon. So let's talk about if it's going to be any good and worth catching. Togedemaru is a electric and steel type Pokemon. It's got a base attack of 190, base stamina of 163, and base defense of 145, with a max CP at level 50 of 2,442, so just fitting into the Ultra League. For fast moves, it can learn Thunder Shock and Spark, and for charge moves, Fell Stinger, Wild Charge, and Gyro Ball. As far as raids, this thing is not going to be good. It does not have the stats to be able to compete with other electric type raid attackers that we have, and electric is a very competitive raid attacking type. In terms of PvP though, it's not going to be bad. Ranked 57 in the Open Great League, and in the Ultra League, 244. It's pretty much like a better version of Magnezone for the Great League. It's got almost the exact same moveset, and even that Fell Stinger to debuff bait. I think this Pokemon will do better in limited metas when some of its best counters, like ground types, are not available. This is still a great Pokemon. Grab one for the Great League. It'll be very fun to run. Now, let's move on to the raids. What are the best raids to look out for during the event? Starting with the 1-stars, we have Scyther evolving into Scizor. Scizor does have a Mega that is out right now, and it is a good Ultra League Pokemon. We have Beldum, which we already talked about. We have Shieldon evolving into Bastiodon, a very good Great League Pokemon. And finally, Togedemaru, which we talked about. In the 3-stars, we have Magneton. Of course, we already talked about that going into Magnezone. We have Skarmory, which is a great Great League and Ultra League Pokemon. We have Mawile, which does have a Mega in the future. And finally, Larion, which we already talked about. That leads us to the 5-star raids and Mega raids, having Celesteela, Kartana, and Mega Aggron. Now, I've already posted a video on the channel on if these Pokemon are good or not. So I'm just going to go ahead, play that video right now so you guys don't have to click over and go watch another video. But if you've already seen it and already know if these Pokemon are good or not, you can just skip with the timestamps below. Starting with Kartana. Being a grass and steel type Pokemon with very attack weighted stats is going to make this Pokemon the #1 damage per second grass type raid attacker in the game. It's going to be #2 overall behind Mega Venusaur, but it will be the new best grass type raid attacking Pokemon to have. And although grass is not the most useful type for raids, this is still a beast of a Pokemon you're going to want to get. It's not going to be as good for PvP because it's missing the bulk, but definitely top tier for raids. Now let's talk about Celesteela. Being a steel and flying type Pokemon with more defense weighted stats helps this Pokemon more in PvP. Think of it as a little bit of a worse version of Skarmory in the Great and the Ultra League. Also, you can skip it out for raids because it just doesn't have a good raid attacking moveset. Finally, Mega Aggron. We already know Megas are not allowed in PvP, so we can't look at it there. And even if the Mega Master League does return, I don't see this Pokemon doing very well because of its moveset. And then as far as raid attacking goes, Mega Aggron will be our new #1 steel type raid attacker. Now, I will still say Mega Aggron not going to be doing a lot of damage as a steel type type Ray Attacker, but it is better than the Mega Scizor and Mega Steelix we currently have. And the number one thing you want for Megas is to last on the battlefield for a long time, and Mega Steelix will do that because it's an absolute tank, leaving Mega Boost up for other trainers. Candy, 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 one of the most important resources in Pokemon Go. How do you get a lot of them during this event? Number one, we have the bonus, increase candy and XL candy for hitting Pokemon on nice, great, and excellence. So you really want to focus on hitting nice, great, and excellence during this event. I'm not sure if like the higher tier throw you hit, so if you hit an excellent, you get even more, it would make sense, but I'm not 100% sure. But just try to focus on hitting those throws, especially on Pokemon you want a lot of candy for, like the Beldum, you know, the Ferroseed, Galarian Stunfisk. This is just an amazing bonus to have with all these amazing wild spawns. You can also Mega Evolve a Steel type, since it's a Steel focused event and all the spawns are Steel types. Evolve either a Scizor, a Steelix, or an Aggron, and hopefully a higher level one, because that'll increase your chance of getting candies and XL candies and even XP for catching Steel type Pokemon. The higher level the Mega, the more candies and XLs you'll get. You can check out the values right here, but Mega Evolve one of those anytime you go out to grind during this event. Finally, trading for candies. When you trade away a Pokemon in Pokemon Go, you get one free candy. If the distance between those two Pokemon caught was more than 10 kilometers, you'll get 2 free candy. And if the distance between those two Pokemon caught was more than 100 kilometers, you will get 3 candies and a guaranteed XL candy. Any Pokemon you catch during this event that is good with XL candies, specifically Magnemite, Aron, Beldum, Drillbur, Ferroseed, and Galarian Stunfisk, save them and find a person that just maybe recently went on a trip or has some Pokemon caught over 100 kilometers away and trade your Pokemon away for those. Say you catch 300 Beldums during this event, you can just trade all those away with distance Pokemon, get a lot of XLs. Even if you don't have access to distance Pokemon, still trading away the Pokemon will get you extra candy, so it is 100% worth trading a lot of these Pokemon, especially Beldum. I'm looking at you. I also want to talk about the 7-kilometer eggs and kind of give you guys a warning. 7-kilometer eggs, of course, are hatching Riolu, which is the feature spawn everybody wants. But I will say from experience, and a lot of times Riolu does get thrown into egg pools, it's usually the rarest spawn. It says all of them are the same rarity, but I wouldn't be surprised if mostly you're going to be hatching Alolan Sanders and Alolan Diglets. So if you're going to try to go for the shiny Riolu and you really want that shiny Lucario, or even just like a Hundo or XL candies, just note it's not going to be as easy as it might seem. 5 Pokemon in an egg pool, even if Riolu's in there, it's going to be tough. Riolu though is a perma boosted shiny, so 1 in 64 chance. And also if you do hatch a Riolu that you do plan to evolve into Lucario, remember that double moving baby Pokemon is cheaper before you evolve them. So if you're going to run a Lucario with 2 moves, make sure you give it 2 moves when it's a Riolu, because you'll save Stardust and candy than if you were to do it when it's Lucario. Finally, let's talk about some platinum medal tips. You need 35 platinum medals to go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go. You're going to want to start working on them now, even if you're not close, because they're not easy to get. The first medal and most obvious, of course, is going to be this Rail Staff medal. Catch 2,500 Steel types. It's so self-explanatory. Finish this medal by the end of this event. You should have it done. We also are getting field research tasks for some Mega Energy for Mega Steelix and Mega Scizor. This is a great opportunity to stack up on energy for these Megas so you can work on your successor medal, Mega Evolve Pokemon 1,000 times. Once you grind all these field research tasks, you can go ahead and Mega Evolve a Scizor and then a Steelix back and forth and grind out this medal, and you're saving money because you don't have to use raid passes to do Mega Raids. You're just getting them from research. Finally, take a look at the raid roster we have during this event. As always, if there's any Pokemon in there you haven't raided once, do at least 1 raid for them, because the Rising Star medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids, is a medal that is very easy to do. You just have to really pay attention and do at least every single raid at least once. Even if you don't care about it, just use a free pass. With that being said though, that is pretty much the event, guys. If you have any other tips for this event, let me know in the comment section below. I am so excited for this event, one of my favorite ones, and I think potentially could be one of the best events that has happened all year. Beldums in the wild are amazing. The raids are amazing. A lot of just amazing things. So I hope you guys are excited for this as much as I am. We're going to see you all in the next one. Fall for this, everyone. Peace.